So let me start you off with a sort of softball question. Why is infrastructure spending a priority right now for the Biden administration?
How is that a softball question?
Well, I guess it's not a question. I lied.
What's really interesting is that we are so overdue for a strategic infrastructure initiative. And, you know, if you start to connect the dots, Evan, and in terms of what I just said, in terms of what different people see in terms of their needs around infrastructure, it really is a first priority issue, a first level issue. So the trick here is to figure out if there's any evidence that the Biden administration is actually going to be successful with an infrastructure initiative. Because why is it an important issue? It's an important issue because, you know, our average infrastructure assets are between 50 and 60 years old. We have about $40 trillion, almost twice our GDP, invested in infrastructure. Those are old assets, as I said. But, you know, when I ask you what infrastructure means, it doesn't mean the same thing as it probably meant to Joe Biden when he was talking about Build Back Better, which he doesn't do anymore. It all of a sudden means a lot more of the things that I was talking about earlier: digitization and electrification, so 5G, AI, that kind of thing. So we're really looking at figuring out how to organize ourselves and organize a country strategy for the future while satisfying some of the urgent needs of our citizens. It's a real balancing act. But, you know, do we need infrastructure? Yes. Does infrastructure bring a lot of your priorities and my priorities and Dan's priorities together? It certainly does. So the issue around do we need infrastructure? Why an infrastructure initiative? Why is it number 2 is important? But the other part of that is that when you say we're at day 91, that worries me a lot, right? Because you want to get infrastructure out of the box a lot earlier than the first 100 days. You want to be blowing and going. And so I think there's a significant sense of urgency in the White House to get this thing moving. And I think that there's a pretty significant sense of urgency in the Congress to get this thing moving, whatever this thing is.